30 years.
I was going to say,
Wow.
yeah, 30 years to Lisa.
Very patient, loving, and beautiful Lisa.
She was here with you last time.
She was.
Did
Isn't she cute?
She is.
She's
Did she have
so
fun?
cute.
Yeah,
She
to
did.
see what we do and what you do.
She loves watching.
Lisa, you need to come be on the show with us.
I feel like there may be someone watching that you're considering divorcing your spouse. And I'd like for you just to take a moment and talk about not only continuing to fight for your marriage, but the devastation on the other side of divorce as it relates to the children.
Well, divorce is a no-win for anybody. That's why God doesn't like it. Because what happens is, depending on how well you were in this marriage, you're going to have regret on who you were if you don't have a clear conscience. If you didn't give it the last shot. In my office, Joni, I'm 3 to 4 times a month. Dr. Weiss, this is our last shot. I go, great, because we do pretty good with last shots. Most of them make it.
I mess up my wife all the time because I want more sex the rest of my life. And I just really mean it with Lisa. I love her so much. She satisfies my inner being. And these are what she wants to hear. So if you will tell her, you satisfy me, it'll mess her up for at least a week.
Do you remember when you said I do? What does your I do mean that you would do? Praise her every day. I praise my wife all the time because that is the voice of God towards her.
Dr. Doug Weiss, a man who built his brand on the ideals of marriage, commitment, and faith. For years, he preached about the sanctity of marriage, the importance of intimacy, and the biblical principles that should guide relationships. But today, we're unraveling the messy lies behind his words, particularly the tangled web of contradictions surrounding his divorce from Lisa Weiss and his sudden marriage to Joni Lamb. Was his marriage to Lisa as perfect as he made it seem? Was his divorce truly a divine revelation? Or is there something darker beneath the surface? And most importantly, how did this impact Lisa Weiss, the woman who stood by his side for decades? Stay tuned to Anointed TV Anointed One, because this is a story that exposes hypocrisy at its finest. Doug Weiss always made it seem like he had the perfect marriage. In his interviews and seminars, he painted Lisa as the ultimate partner, loving, supportive, and the embodiment of excellence.
She's my buddy. She's my friend and co-partner in business and everything we do. And I invest in that.
Now, what's your favorite things about Lisa?
Oh, she's got the purest heart I've ever met. I mean, it's just, she loves and serves with excellence. Everything she does with excellence. You know, she's an amazing individual, creativity-wise. She's an amazing mom, and she runs our company. You know, we just bought a 20,000 square foot building for a counseling center. That's a lot. She runs it like a home. I mean, people just like her because she's just got this kind of like, how can I help you? Heart. You know, that's just easy.
That is so much like my Joni.
Oh, thank you.
I was in all kinds of pornography, all kinds of things. And my wife doesn't fit the pornography style. She's a very lovely, nice girl. But I can tell you, after years of doing sex right, I am so attached to Lisa's big green eyes, it just blows my mind. I mean, I look at those eyes and I'm thinking, I am coming home tonight. Because I am attached to her eyes, because when we have sex, we maintain eye contact. I am attached to her soul.
You know,
I guess the butterfly feelings kind of last, I guess, for the first 18 months of maybe a new relationship. Is it because those fade away
Mine
and you
don't.
get
I got
comfortable?
30 years and I'm still butterflied as soon as she walks. Seriously.
That's good.
His words were always drenched in admiration, talking about how Lisa had the purest heart, how she managed their home and business with excellence, how she was the best mother. For years, he marketed his marriage as the gold standard. But here's the problem. If everything was as perfect as he claimed, why did it all suddenly fall apart? Doug Weiss's sudden divorce from Lisa Weiss caught many by surprise. It completely contradicted the narrative he had been selling for years. But what's even more shocking is the timing of his new marriage, to Joni Lamb, the co-founder of Daystar Television. Lisa's close friend recently spoke out about how devastating this divorce was for her. According to them, Lisa had invested her entire life into her marriage, only to be blindsided by Doug's decision to leave. I was great friends with Lisa until January 2022. She isolated, and I have not heard from her since. She was a loving, devoted wife to Doug. I can defend her character to the end. Am loyal to her, and she was overworked at Heart to Heart. She was and is so loyal to her entire family. I will not respond to any questions, but I am shocked. We have socialized with them and were at their daughter's wedding. It was not an unhealthy marriage. That's a lie to get what he wanted. Joni, he knows the truth. Years ago, we were at a Sunday night panel entitled, "What Will Your Sin Cost Me?" at New Life here in Colorado Springs. This sin and bad-mouthing Lisa is going to cost him. I love my friend. I knew my friend. She has a heart of gold, loves the Lord, and I'm sure she is devastated. My other friend, we met frequently for coffee, the three of us, witnessed Doug screaming at her over getting back to the house to meet the pizza guy. Who has been the abuser?
Joni was angry and said, Doug is in Colorado and his wife, ex-wife, had been begging him all day to reconcile and to choose her. And then Joni was like, it makes me want him more. Shows me what a great husband he'll be.
Yeah.
But here's where things get even messier. Doug's claim that his divorce was part of a divine plan. Doug is essentially saying that God rewarded his decision to leave Lisa by sending people with money to fund his new projects. He even implies that God had restricted him from pursuing his dream show while married to Lisa.
When I was going through the divorce process, I already filed for divorce. Now for 20 plus years. I wanted to do a show on Daystar. Okay, and the Lord said, don't you fund it. I'm going to do it. I'm like, okay. So I went for years. And after I filed, I had a guy give me $400,000. Then about a week and a half later, I had someone give me $250,000 out of the blue. Okay. So I'm like, okay, Lord. So we're working still in the filing process and not knowing what's going to happen. Okay, that's a miracle. Okay, you don't get $650,000 out of the air. That's a miracle, right? And
So let's get this straight. God, who despises divorce according to Scripture, suddenly blessed Doug with massive financial gifts as soon as he left his wife of decades? That's a bold claim. Doug's actions fit the classic signs of narcissism, rewriting history, portraying himself as the victim, and shifting blame onto others. Joni Lamb even went as far as to say that Doug had never been truly loved by a woman before, implying that Lisa was the problem all along. Wait. The same Lisa that Doug spent years praising as the best wife ever was actually a loveless partner all along.
30 years.
I was going to say,
Wow.
yeah, 30 years to Lisa.
Very patient, loving, and beautiful Lisa.
She was here with you last time.
She was.
Did
Isn't she cute?
She is. Did
Yeah.
she have
So
fun?
cute. She
Getting to
did.
see what we do and what you do.
She loves watching.
Lisa, you need to come be on the show with us. Well,
I have a phenomenal wife, but I know there's some really stinky ones out there. Okay, I know Lisa thinks I'm amazing. Okay, and I think she's hot.
He's never been loved by a woman like I've loved him because he lived in a loveless marriage for so long. And he covered for his wife for years, because he always believed that somehow God would work a miracle.
And what if there is a spark of hope that Lisa could get back with you? Wouldn't that be the best solution in the end?
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
No, I'm serious. Wouldn't that be the best solution before God if you guys could get back?
But what you didn't trust is I gave 1,000% to make that possible. 1,000%. My heart cried out for her to do that. Okay, I gave it 1,000%. And
For the Lord?
it's not honoring to be abused. It's not honoring to be abused. It's not honoring to be neglected. It's not honoring to be untouched and unloved. It's not honoring to do that. Okay? I have a clear conscience before my God who has never left me 1 second in this process and provides miracles for me to get out of that.
That doesn't add up. Doug Weiss's story is a perfect example of how some leaders use spirituality to manipulate narratives. He built his brand on marriage counseling, while his own marriage was allegedly crumbling. He positioned himself as an expert on intimacy while planning his next move behind closed doors. This isn't just about Doug Weiss. It's a bigger issue in religious leadership. Too often we see public figures who preach virtue while living a double life. The question is, how many more are out there? Doug Weiss sold an image, a perfect marriage, a successful ministry, a man after God's heart. But behind the scenes, things were far from perfect. His sudden divorce and remarriage, combined with leaked audio and shifting narratives, paint a very different picture. So now the question is, was Doug Weiss ever the man he claimed to be? Or was it all just a well-crafted illusion to keep his brand alive? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Doug's version of events, or do you think Lisa was wronged in this situation? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden truths behind public figures.